All right, welcome to the Songcast.com presentation on Breaky CPK. Going to be your shoutcasting host, and joining me is Phil, the Thrill of the Honcast staff. And this is the Game Replays finals here in this third tournament of a 5-tournament series. Again, this is just a qualification tournament. Isn't necessarily anything huge on the line here, but you win one of these qualification tournaments, you do get $100 for your team, so $20 for each player, of course, and then you get 20 points, I believe, instead of 15 points, which all the points go towards placing and seeding you in eventually the finals tournament where there's $3,000 on the line. So, it's not necessarily like this isn't like a huge deal, but it is something. It definitely gets you somewhere. And MSI, they're your two-time returning champions from the first two tournaments, so trying to make it 3 in a row. The Hellborn side, they're known by xFin, but they're really a mix of players. Hello.jpg, he's the sub-account of BDiz from SK Gaming. Kunda, whatever the hell you want to pronounce it. A lot of people are saying that's Chu from EG. I kind of believe it is because I have heard that before, even before this whole tournament even happened. So we'll go ahead. That's Chu from EG. Then we got Enzo from TSM and Ice. So it's really a mix. We're just going to go ahead and call it Team USA. So we got Team USA here taking on Fnatic MSI. Now that should make things interesting, as of course. MSI known as not only the European champions, but really the world champions right now. So this team trying to come together and knock them off their high horse, and we'll see if they can maybe make something happen. It's going to be interesting, though. Should be fun. First things first, though. How you doing once again, Phil?
I'm doing good. Ready to get this done with and spend some time with the babes.
That is very true. Again, congratulations to that. Your girlfriend gave birth a couple days ago, or like 36 hours ago or something like that?
Friday morning, 1:09 EST, so, like 70 or like 60 hours ago or something.
I'm sure you haven't got much sleep, basically, is what we can say, over the last couple of days.
No, not too much, but it's not been too bad because we share the responsibilities, and, she's up more than I am because she's got to do the feeding, so...
Very true. That is what a woman can only do, unfortunately. But no. But yeah, so congratulations once again on that, and definitely happy to have you here with us, joining us for all the casting today. Now in the finals, looking forward to it. Whoa, what is up with that? Ooh, we get to see one of the new skins finally. Interesting. For the first time, we get to see the new Glacia skin. That's kind of cool. I've actually yet to see it, so it's the female avatar, so that's going to be a lot of fun checking that out. But the picks have already started, so let's talk about the bans. First things first. We got Slither, Soulstealer, Hellbringer, Moraxis, Pharaoh, Witchslayer, Thunderbringer, and Gladiator. So we are going to see Gladiator banned against Fnatic MSI. Again, 4 bans for each team now. They moved it up to 8 instead of 6 in total in the recent 2.0 patch, so that's always been interesting to see throughout the day. And over the next couple of weeks, it really is going to be something to kind of, track and really see which heroes are getting banned as a result of it. But there were some bans that didn't happen that perhaps are a little bit more surprising. Heroes like Dr. Repulsor, Bombardier even. Very, very powerful heroes, especially in the hands of Fnatic MSI. So a little interesting there, but you only have so many, of course, and xFin, they're feeling confident that they can match up against those. With that said, your thoughts on the bans here, Phil?
Well, it's good to see Gladiator banned. Gladiator, Slither, basically what they've done is they're going to try to control Trixie here, and I think that's really the way that you got to go about things, and it looks like we're going to be seeing the female Glacius model, so your wish is granted as far as seeing some alternate player models, or alternate hero models, but no, it's like I was saying, they're going to try to counter Trixie here, which I think is the best way to go about things. Fresh Pro, obviously an amazing player, as well as No Tail, but Trixie is far and away, in my opinion, the best player on Fnatic MSI, and really trying to control him as best as possible is probably the best way you're going to get a chance at winning against Fnatic MSI.
Yeah, and like you suggested, like with heroes like Slither and Gladiator being banned, those are 2 of his arguably most powerful heroes he's played. We've definitely seen him play other heroes. Again, I agree with you. Honestly, he has been one of the best players that we've seen in Heroes of Newerth to date, at least lately. And it really is hard to argue against that. I mean, just his Gladiator performances alone and Slither, frankly, are just so dominating. But then both being banned here, curious to see what he decides to go with. As a result, I know he's played Dr. Repulsor as well, so could very likely see him on that hero, as he's maybe picking for a fly here. Who knows? But they do have 2 more picks remaining. They got one of those right clicks, so curious to see how they finish it. And ooh, Tempest pickup. Not too often we see Tempest. He finishes with Madman. He actually got one of the new skins as well. So we get to see a couple of new avatars here. We got the Glacius new skin as well as the Madman new skin, where he's maybe choosing, go with the other one, Fresh. You have to go with the other one. But yeah, interesting pick there in Tempest. How about that? Whether or not they plan to jungle him now is the question. And so we're going to be seeing something different here from Fnatic MSI that we're just so used to seeing them run the tri lane at least. But they're very likely not going to be doing that here with this makeup. They got a lot of roam potential. They really got 3 very powerful solo heroes in Dr. Repulsor, Bombardier, and Madman. Glacius can play babysit perhaps for Madman. And then, of course, Tempest roaming around in the jungle doing his thing. So, a very unique lineup here. They're going to rely on Madman to play the hard carry. It's not too often we see that from Fnatic MSI. But they're going with that here. How do you like the Legion team over here, Phil?
Well, once again, we're seeing kind of a team where it's set up to basically just have really strong lanes, try to win the early game, and that's what's really going to work in xFin's favor here. They do have, they got Pebbles, Myrmidon, Chipper, a lot of heroes that are capable of putting out, potentially a lot of base damage. Myrmidon, you might be saying, oh, where's the base damage from? But if you can combine the 2 stuns, they both deal pretty decent damage. Weedfield, does the magic damage over time. Early on in the game, is a very difficult hero to go up against. I'm really more interested to see what their laning phase looks like.
Yeah, we say this all the time. Whenever we see a jungling hero like Tempest, just because he can jungle doesn't mean you should expect him to see in the jungle. He definitely has a very powerful laning presence as well with his push power, with his minions. If they want to go for a strategy like that, putting him in the lane is definitely a valuable thing to do. So really curious to see how Fnatic MSI goes about that and seeing how they kind of move around with this lineup that they have. By the way, I'll do game info real quickly. It is on a European server, as we can see, so it's on a French server, the French number 12 server. Hellborn team, though. Let's go over Team USA. Woo! Yeah, a little bit biased. Who cares? I'm from the States. What do you expect? But yeah, over here we got Flint Beastwood, Pebbles, Voodoo Jester. Who's that? Myrmidon and Chipper. So that's it is kind of funny. Actually, you can kind of call them Team Canada, I guess, because Enzo, I believe, is from Canada as well. So actually, it's kind of a mix. So Team North America there. We'll just do that. Team North America over here. But their lineup also very interesting. Of course, they're going with Myrmidon once again. They used it earlier in this tournament, and it definitely was a very effective pick, being played by Hello.jpeg, aka Beatus here. Did a very good job with it the first time. Snaking going to be on Chipper. Their lanes, though, again, interesting. Right now, they're sending a tri-lane to the top of Chipper, Myrmidon, and Voodoo Jester. Nothing any were close to expect. Something tells me that's not the plan, though, to keep them up there, because especially Chipper, definitely a hero that could really use levels, so I just don't see that being the case. They do got very powerful solo heroes with that said, though, Flint Beastwood and Pebbles, but neither one of those heroes necessarily the greatest at doing a 1-versus-2 type deal, so I really feel that they're going to kind of do something with Slam. Perhaps Voodoo Jester may just play a pure roamer, or maybe Myrmidon even may just play a pure roaming Myrmidon. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Overall makeup, though, again, they're going with Flint Beastwood. I believe this is their 3rd game in a row, in fact, that they're going with Flint Beastwood. It's worked out so well for them in terms of a carry, so why not use it again? And Pebbles, always very entertaining. An early game takeover hero. Can definitely do a lot against this Legion team. I really like him against this Legion team. They have a very, very they really don't have a tanky hero. All of them very, very squishy. So that is the biggest thing right now on this Legion team, and definitely something that they have to worry for. But your thoughts on the Hellborn team, Phil?
On the Hellborn team? I thought we were going over Legion.
We already went over Legion. You gotta stop talking about your scene, man. Pay attention. I know. I see what you're doing. You're screwing with the trolls. It is hilarious, but yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to to catch up here. But yeah, look at the Hellborn team overall. It just. You have to really address each of the heroes individually when you're looking at the teams. Voodoo Jester, he's going to be capable of basically being useful in whether it's a tri-lane situation or a 2-2-1-2, 2-2-1 type situation. At the same time, they have the ability to put out quite a bit of damage early on, as we were mentioning before. So overall, it's just a very solid, well-rounded team, and both of these teams, they have the abilities to team fight well and lane well. So it's really going to come down to skill against skill, and you just have to look at the players that are on the heroes, and that's basically just my opinion.
Yeah, as I'm going over the Madman and the Glacius new avatars here, but it's obviously that's something to keep in mind. Who is playing certain heroes? Obviously, Chu on Flint Beastwood, if that truly is true, he definitely plays it very, very well. As once again we saw last game, and so he is a very good Pebbles player from his TSM days. Even when he was playing with Ice, a very solid all-around player. And then Beat is, we in fact saw him earlier today on Myrmidon, did a very good job. So all around, I'm sure that they're confident in their picks, and definitely a unique game here. This isn't the obvious tri-lane from MSI and xFin or Team North America, whatever you want to call them, countering it. It's both teams kind of went with their own strategy, and we'll see how it works out and who better in the end, of course. Let's go ahead and do a sync up. I just finished the pause. I'm currently at 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, stop trolling, 7, 6.
Okay, there we go. I wasn't trolling that time. I was actually trying to catch up.
Okay. Just want to make sure. All right. Myrmidon trying to catch Bombardier right there, but Bombardier actually bottles up the regen rune. So No-Tail doing what he does. Again, we talked about this in an earlier cast. He's very famous for going bottle first on a lot of his middle heroes, and Bombardier definitely no exception. He goes bottle first, and he gets a really good rune in the regen rune. So this is going to allow him to, spam his abilities early on here and go for creep kills as well as some good harassment on this Flint Beastwood, which he is matched up against. The tri-lane being ran by the Hellborn team, by the way, so they decided to send Pebbles up here, and Myrmidon and Voodoo Jester are going to play support for him, so that makes a little bit more sense. They want to get the early portal key on Pebbles. Although he won't have the levels, that's one risky thing. He will have a very fast portal key if played correctly. He can also get levels as well. If Myrmidon keeps this up of staying out in front, pressuring Madman, and Voodoo Jester spends time in the jungle, you can definitely expect him to get some decent levels. But Glacius already making a move up here. So right now, 2 players up here for Fnatic MSI. So it looks like that they want to adjust to this. They do not want that early portal key on Pebbles. I mean, that's just something you do not want no matter who you are. And yeah, you just can't have that. You can't handle that. So they want to make sure that they prevent that as much as possible, but they only have Glacius up here now. Curious to see if they actually send somebody else up here as well. But again, they're running a jungling Tempest, so they really don't have many options unless they just want to play Tempest as a babysit. But from the looks of it, that isn't the case. They want him to get an early farm as well. Perhaps get a bottle, boots early on, then eventually that portal key himself to set up some nice team fights, some nice kills. So interesting laning phase here, really is, as we were kind of questioning from both sides. Doctor Repulsor dropping really low right there, but Chipper also dropping fairly low himself. Lands a nice rocket, actually, canceling the health potion. Very good rocket. Did get a little bit of heal out of it, but Trixie and sneaking down here at the bottom lane, kind of going back and forth with their 2 heroes. Tempest perhaps looking to come out there to set up a gank, but no, he's just going to do some pulling and go back to farming. So a little bit of action here early on, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, interesting lanes. This Pebbles trial lane, again, the fast portal key. We saw last game with the Moraxes. This game with the Pebbles, even more dangerous in my opinion. That's going to be really, really risky for them. And Madman, he gets caught right here in the jungle. Bloodlust kill for Team North America right there as they catch Madman in the jungle. Not too sure. He got caught up there, in the first place. Tried to juke out with the stock, but he just got blocked off completely. And he wasn't going anywhere. So that's a good start for Team North America. Team NA.
Yeah. pretty good job there by them, actually. You know, as far as catching, Madman is a difficult hero to catch because, you know, of the fact that he has to stalk. Although, you know, pretty long cooldown right now considering it's only level 1. So Fresh Pro does have to be careful there, and this is actually going to end up, I think, being a really good situation for xFin because of the change in laning. They're going to force, you know, having them force Trixie down to this bottom lane on a hero like Dr. Repulsor, who's basically his best part about Dr. Repulsor is the fact that he's got such high mobility. He can look to set up you know, really quick ganks. Is the fact that, you know, he is so far away from setting or from being able to set those ganks. Not having the ability to utilize that middle lane is really going to keep him from being as effective as he possibly could be in this game. So it's really up to Chu to beat out No-Tail here in the middle lane. Unfortunately, though, he is being out leveled currently. As far as CS is concerned, relatively even. 14-1 for Flint Beastwood, 18-6 for Bombardier. So definitely in the favor of Bombardier, but still. You know, not in a terrible situation right now that he can't come back for. Meanwhile, action again, this time in the Legion side jungle, as we see Chipper being taken out here by 3 people on the Hellborn team.
Yeah, both the solo heroes for both teams. I mean, obviously not having that great of a game, but more so Madman being played by Fresh Pro. He's going up 3, you know, really 4 stuns if you count the Magikarp as well from Myrmidon. So in this tri lane up here, so he's anytime he gets anywhere nearby, that stun comes out, he's in a lot of trouble. I am curious. I haven't done the research myself, and I've still really yet to see it. But I wonder, do you know how the Magikarp is affected by stealth, and whether or not if it's casted and then he stalks, if it'll just cancel, or if it actually still goes through and it'll still I would think it would still go through and still hit him. That's what I would believe.
I don't know if it gets disjointed, like kind of like Scout's Ultimate would. You know what I mean? If you went invisible. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I really don't play a lot of Myrmidon. I've only played him twice, I think. So
IRC, step up for us. I'm sure people in IRC are willing to let us know that we're idiots and they're going to tell us straight. No, but if you do know, I mean, definitely mention an IRC because I am curious about that. But even so, I mean, whatever. I mean, going up against those 3 stuns in general, it is very, very difficult. And although, you know, Fresh Pro's used to this, he's used to playing the long lane like this as a solo Madman, as really a lot of the heroes that he's used to playing, Madman being one of them. But, you know, being against a triple stun like this, definitely not usually against a lane as powerful as this in terms of a trial lane. And again, he's just very, very vulnerable to a lot of damage. And also you see xFin or Team North America, whatever, they're putting down Water Revelations even now to make sure that they can see him if he does try to get away with that stock ability. And speaking of Flint Beast, he's going to be able to get away. Avoids some bombardment. Barely almost getting killed there. Here comes the Magikarp, but a good stop by No-Tail, and he also avoids the Weed Field. That is not easy to do, to avoid both of those abilities, but he did that just perfectly right there, and he gets away from Myrmidon. What would have been a sure kill if he did not avoid either one of those, or if he didn't avoid both of those, I should say. So, great getaway in his part. We're still remaining at a 2-1 hero kill advantage in favor of the Hellborn side. Now just over the 6-minute mark, Glacius with the new avatar and all going to be able to pick up the double damage rune right there and head back to the middle lane, preventing Flint Beastwood or Myrmidon from getting it, of course. Flint Beastwood, though, speaking of him, he is looking pretty dangerous himself. 29-8 creep farm. Currently 260 gold per minute against this Bombardier at 23-6. So Bombardier is standing in there, definitely hanging his ground. But right now, Flint Beastwood is slightly winning this lane advantage. Of course, you take into consideration the top lane, how that's going for Pebbles. Right now is nearly 2,000 gold saved up. So he's going to have his portal key and pretty much next creep wave. Yeah, here comes the next creep wave. So he should be able to pick up his portal key after he cleans up this creep wave right here, as long as he gets the kills. That's scary. He's going to have a 7.5 minute portal key. Yeah, and he's only level 5, so obviously that's the one downside to this. But yeah, that's going to be something that this Legion team will need to be very, very worried about. And again, going back to that, this Legion team, very squishy team. They do not have any tanky heroes, starting with Madman, who's already at this top lane. As soon as that portal key is picked up, I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised to see Pebbles immediately jump onto Madman and look to take him out. We'll have to wait and see, though. He goes Steam Beats first, actually. Interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, he still has 1,200 gold saved up, and the way he's farming, it should not be. It should still not be too much longer. I mean, picking up the portal key, if he can get steam boots and the portal key before basically like the 11-minute mark, he's going to be in a really, really, really solid position to absolutely control this game. You talk about Glacius. Right now, Pebbles could basically sneeze on Glacius and kill him. Only 473 health because he, no stat items on him whatsoever, just doing warding, a couple runes of the blight, and a TP scroll. So it's it could end up being relatively dangerous for Glacius or any of the heroes, as you mentioned, in general. Looks like No Tail on Bombardier, really the only hero who's got much in the way of any kind of survivability. And Dr. Repulsor does have Steam Boost turn to Intelligence as well, so that's another thing you have to consider.
God, No-Tail is so good. I mean, I know we see this quite a bit, but just another example right there. Not only did he once again avoid the combination from Myrmidon, but then he turned it around on Myrmidon and actually took him out with the Bombardment and Sticky Bomb combination. So just a well executed on his part. Just a good reaction. Look at this now coming to the top lane, trying to pressure this Pebbles, who, again, you were just talking about that. He's had the Steam Boots, but his farm, I mean, he still has another 1,800 gold saved up. So, yeah, he'll still have the Portal Key by around the 10-minute mark or so. And that Portal Key Steam Boots, no doubt, huge. Again, he'll be able to go to the Intellect with the Steam Boots and allowing him to combo more effectively, perhaps. And I'm sure Bottle is definitely something that he's having in mind, at least. And we'll see if when and if he picks that up. But right now he doesn't have any mana regen. It's obviously you are used to seeing some type of mana regen, whether it's a power supply to a blood chalice to a bottle on Pebbles. But in the case where he's at, because of the farm that he's getting, he's not in any necessarily rush to get it right at this point. He's not playing the solo Pebbles where he's looking to gank right off the bat. Instead, he's getting that farm first, and then the levels and the regen will come after. But Madman, doing what he can. He keeps on coming in with the barrel roll. All he has is a blood chalice and a couple of Pretender's Crowns. Not really a shocker there. 9-1 creep score. Just really, he's sitting at the 100 gold per minute mark. It has to be one of the lowest gold per minute marks we've ever seen Fresh Pro have, to be honest, here in competitive gaming. So, and that's a really scary thing for this leading team. I mean, again, he's really the only true hard carry on their team. Dr. Repulsor, to an extent, is right there. I went off of him for literally a split second. Like, I went away right as the blink happened, not expecting it, and all of a sudden it happened, and yeah, before I could even click right back on him, he died. I mean, as I said, as soon as he picks up the portal key, expecting to jump right on Madman, sure enough he does, and Madman just gets absolutely destroyed. So the damage is definitely being dealt here from Team North America.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, it's going to be really difficult to handle this now. I mean, if Pebble stays in this, the only thing I could see that would stop this is that it is basically if Pebble stays in this top lane and decides not to help out any of the other lanes. So, as long as he continues to basically do what he's doing now, I mean, maybe he could maybe look to get one more kill on Fresh Pro, and then at that point, basically just, be like, okay, Fresh Pro, I'm going to leave you alone. Now I want to move down to, Dr. Repulsor, Tempest, something like that. Try to help out this chipper at the bottom lane. Who actually, speaking of chipper, he's currently only at 150 gold per minute, 21-5, up against Trixie, who's 58-12, 307 gold per minute, and has a hero kill on him. So, they could definitely use some help down here as this bottom tower is now being pushed by Tempest with his minions up. And there's the ultimate right now. So we're going to try to take this out as well as, try to stop this team push. And that's really all they could do right now, it looks like. Has support from Myrmidon. And here goes Dr. Repulsor in. Not going to use, I'm not sure if Opposite Charges was down or decided not to use. No, it looks like he decided not to use it. So did not want to go in there. And makes sense with Myrmidon being around. You don't want to keep yourself in a position where you're basically gonna eat a weed field and be stunned out like that. So just a little bit of additional harassment there from Dr. Repulsor at the bottom lane. But I mean, I expect for Pebbles to start moving around now, as we see he's already left the top lane. So. And down here at the bottom lane.
Well, yeah, here he comes. He wants to get set up something on Dr. Repulsor running in right here. They don't have any vision on him, though, so it would have to be a lucky guess. But he is back beyond the tower right now. But a 5-man push is coming from the Hellborn side right here. So not only Pebbles, but everyone else obviously coming down here. Flint Boosted included in that. Has his Ghost Archers finished. He has 275 gold per minute. So, again, he's on doing a fantastic job getting that bottle and power supply. We see Port coming in from Bombardier. A Legion team, they're going to try to set up a defense here, but it's going to be tough, especially with that Pebbles. I mean, he could just pick off somebody so fast. They need a good Tempest Ultimate, if anything, right here to really be successful in this team fight. Can they make it happen? Now is the question. The tower taking a lot of damage. Already dropping half life. Pebbles jumps in, and he drops Dr. Repulsor just like that, showing off the power of a farmed Pebbles with that portal key. And just like that, the Legion team is down one hero. Arguably their most important hero right now in Trixie playing that Dr. Repulsor. The Hellborn team, of course, they want more. They are by no means finished down here. They at least want to keep pressure on the tower, if not get another gank. Legion team, they're sticking nearby, but what can they do? Especially without that Dr. Repulsor. All 5 are still here from the Hellborn team. You see Mojo coming out, heal them up a little bit, then go right back into this fight. Flint Beast are going to clean up the creep wave and then start to attack the tower once again. MSI, they're at the point where they just have to say, screw it. You guys, if you want to get the tower, you can get the tower. We're not going to try to defend that, especially with you picking off Dr. Repulsor just like that. There's just no point for us, especially on top of that without a portal key on Tempest, who is porting back down there, by the way. Here comes Dr. Repulsor, so they actually do want to defend it. They're going to try to stand their ground once again. Out comes a money shot, but again, Pebbles jumps in. He just tears through Tempest. Here goes the Legion team trying to react to it. Out comes the Weedfield, though, sending them in place, as well as he has a cocktail bouncing around. The sticky bomb is on Pebbles. It's going to be enough for the kill. He knows it. He turns around, gets an auto attack off before he explodes into thin air. Bombardier trying to run away. Dr. Repulsor, though, looking to play pickoff right now. He's going to get the kill on Myrmidon, but at what cost right here? He's completely out of mana, and Kyonda, a.k.a. Chu, picks up the kill onto him, playing Flint Beastwood. The tower is also going to go out into Kyonda, and now we have Bombardier trying to run away, avoiding the rocket. Money shot, no, it's not going to follow through, and Madman coming to clean up the best that he can, but the damage already done. Tower dropped. Dr. Repulsor and Tempest both fall there as well. So, again, Pebbles did end up dying that time, but, again, it just goes right in, just drops one of your players, and immediately makes it a 5 versus 4 fight. So, Team North America, the Hellborn side, looking to be in a great spot right now. The Legion team, Trixie was really the only one with a truly positive sign, but he's died a couple of times now in this last couple of minutes, and that's obviously huge. His farm has dropped a little bit. He's now down to 270 gold per minute, and in the meantime, another tower goes down, this time in the middle lane. So Team North America definitely capitalizing here. And MSI finding themselves surprisingly in a hole. Again, we're talking about the 2-time returning champions here for this game replay tournament, 2 weeks in a row. Trying to make it 3, but going up against a pug-style team here with the EG Chu, SK Beatiz. We got Enzo from TSM, and then we got a couple of xFin players. They're known as xFin here in this tournament. They're giving MSI a run for the money, and they're actually in the advantage right now.
Well, yeah, and a lot of it has to go towards these hero picks and the lane setups. As I mentioned before, I think it was a severe disadvantage to not have Trixie in the middle lane, and they, as a rule, I guess, seeing who he had to go up against as far as Flint Beastwood in the middle lane, it might have been kind of a worse situation for him, because you basically have to be able to put in auto attacks as Dr. Repulsor to get that dominant farm. Meanwhile, with heroes like Bombardier, you can rely on your spells, which are relatively low mana cost early on in the game, to basically spam those and grab some creep kills for him, or with the spells. But having him at the bottom lane is making people come to him to set up ganks instead of the other way around, and that's typically how you like to see Dr. Repulsor run.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, Dr. Repulsor. Oh, my God. Pebbles once again jumps on a Madman. Madman, though, actually is going to survive. Nope, never mind. Money shot goes through, and down he goes. So I actually thought he was going to get away from it there somehow, but not meant to be. So Madman once again gets dropped, and it's his 4th death of the game now, on top of only 30 creep kills. Yeah, again, he just hasn't been having any type of a game. Dr. Repulsor is going to be the carry for this Legion team. They need him to have a good game. Tempest, in the meantime, gets picked off in the middle lane, as Myrmidon takes a little bit of damage there, but going to be more than fine. And focus buffer put on him, and again he's fine as Pebbles doing his job, picks up Bombardier now, jumps onto him. He just hit level 11. He gets bigger. He hits even harder. And, yeah, MSI, man, they got to be getting frustrated now. I tell you, I mean, they did just get a tower kill at the bottom. They got the middle tower kill. Again, Dr. Repulsor isn't doing bad by any means. Trixie definitely doing what he does best for this team. Talked about in the very pregame, you know, he is a big factor for this MSI team, but you honestly got a question at this point. Is it going to be enough? And to kind of see MSI with the throne that they've been on, and again, this, as I made from the very beginning, this isn't like the World Championships. This isn't, oh my God, everything's on the line. If they lose here, they're clearly not the best team in the world anymore. That's not the case. I mean, no matter what the result is here, MSI still is the #1 team and the dominant team to go up against. But this is kind of surprising. It really is. Again, being the pug-style team that we're seeing here on the Hellborn side, they're not even an official team, yet they're in a very good spot to upset Fnatic MSI here. Here in the Game Replays Tournament 3 finals. We do have a pause. Let's go ahead and fast forward through it real quickly. Get to the resume. The resume. Yes, I don't know what we're waiting on. Oh my God. Okay. Go back.
28-25.
That sounds good, yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. 26, 27,
okay.
28. Okay. But yeah, I really do find it interesting that the team to give the best run for their money for Fnatic MSI and perhaps on their way to an upset here is a team that isn't even officially a team. It's a pug of North American players.
Yeah, I mean, you know, granted, you know, Mita is arguably one of the better support players in Heroes of Newerth right now. You know, he's been doing his job throughout all these games. Very, very impressive. Another thing is, you know, they're letting this Pebbles get the farm. Basically, you know, they just took out a triple stack of Ancients of all Predators and whatnots down here on the Hellborn side, and looks like they let Pebbles get all that farm, so already a Warp Clef going for an early Demonic Breastplate, I would assume. You know, having that, it's just, wow, if you can get that minus armor real early on in the game, you know, having Demonic Breastplate, you know, before like the 25-minute mark would just be absolutely devastating here. Now Bombardier trying to make his way out, but unfortunately gets caught in that kelp field. Great job by Betas on Myrmidon once again, landing that and taking him out. So, you know, the thing is that, like, yeah, they're playing really well. As actually, we might see Chuya cut out here. Yes, he will. So he actually goes down as he attempted to make his way out of there. And now comes here comes Pebbles trying to take out Dr. Pebbles, but that should be enough to take him out. And he goes down, as well as Madman now trying to stick around, trying to put as much damage as possible on Voodoo Jester. The dust comes out. Not sure if that was actually enough to hit him. It was. So they have sight of him. They're going to try to get in position maybe to take him out, but he's more than likely going to run over here. And yeah, he doesn't really have a slot to buy a TP or anything like that. So he's got to be careful and just kind of wait things out. Hopefully he doesn't get caught out and hang out by here at the bottom lane by the side shop. So yeah, I mean, they're just doing a really, really good job over on xFin. I mean, you know, nothing you can say about that.
They are. I mean, it's definitely superb play on them. I mean, sure, MSI definitely hasn't been playing their A+ game by any means, but they've been playing decent enough to say that the Hellborn team is very deserving of this victory. And again, Pebbles just dominates right there. He takes out Bombardier. He's going to try to pour it out, but good old Tempest with the stun right away. And Pebbles will be going down. Whether or not he can take somebody with him is the question. There goes a combo. Oh, he's going to try to run out. Can he get out of there? No, he cannot. Dr. Repulsor comes out of nowhere and snipes him down. So good take right there by Trixie, able to snipe him down. Also up here, Madman chasing, going for the smackdown. We are going to see it. Bitch slapped right there from Madman. So Freshbro doing what he does best, getting those bitch slaps, aka smackdowns, onto the screen. And well played right there. So at least a little bit of good recovery right there from Fnatic MSI, picking off a couple of players there in the end. But still, again, xFin, a.k.a. Team America, whatever you want to call them, this Hellborn side, they are still in a solid spot. Flint Beastwood, we've been mentioning so much about Pebbles. Flint Beastwood's been doing his thing. He now has his Firebrand, farming 366 gold per minute, as well as 2,100 gold saved up, so we're going to be picking up that Blessed Orb shortly, and we'll have a Geometer span around the 22, 23-minute mark or so. The biggest thing, I think, right now for Fnatic MSI, because of their team makeup, they're really relying on a very good Tempest ultimate, because Tempest and Bombardier combined, if you can set up Bombardier's ultimate, it makes it so much better. Obviously, if Bombardier's trying to chase somebody down and try to line it up, it's a lot more difficult. If the other team's able to react to it, it won't be maximum efficiency. But if you can combo those two ultimates, you're talking about a good chunk of AoE damage, and then clean up from, of course, Madman and Dr. Repulsor. But we have still yet to see even one Tempest ultimate. And here we have Tempest. He's had his portal key for a couple of minutes. He's now level 11. He's been more so playing a push-style Tempest rather than a team fight, looking at gank, looking to go on them style. And I think that's been a big factor, a big problem for Fnatic MSI. They don't seem necessarily too sure of themselves what strategy they want to execute. It seems like this Hellborn side, they've been the one to initiate, starting with Pebbles, of course, and they've been the aggressors in these team fights. And with the Tempest hero, you cannot let that happen. You need to be able to get the jump and get your ultimate off, set up a good one, and hope for the best. But with that said, everyone on the Hellborn side can knock Tempest out of his ultimate. So, that's just another thing in general. That's why Tempest is just such a risky pick. There's so many heroes in the game that can get him out of it, and then you're even talking about an item in a tablet of command that can push him out of it. It's a very risky pick. And that's why we don't see it all too often, from at least my understanding. But seen here by MSI, they went for it. Can they get that clutch ultimate off? Now is the question.
Well, there are. Even in IRC, they're talking about it right now, and I was going to mention it myself. There are other reasons to pick Tempest. His stuns 3 times separately.
Well, yeah.
You get some damage out of each one, as well as multiple disable that way. Meteor is one of the most I think underrated abilities in the game. If you can get a solid Meteor off into an ultimate, you can really look to deal a lot of damage. Actually down here at the bottom lane, as Enzo may get caught out, Glacius just absolutely gets melted to the ground. There's a pretty good Tempest ultimate right there. Unfortunately, he does get stunned out of it, and now Voodoo Jester is going to be the next one to be taken out. Tempest is going to be taken out as well. Pebble is just trying to survive throughout this entire thing. Madman may not be finished, kind of goes in there and then backs off a little bit. Weedfield comes out and looks like Fresh Pro really just kind of runs right by through there. And now Flint Beastwood may end up trying to turn around here on this Madman. He's got a little bit of tank to him right now, the Madman that is. And there goes the ultimate right there. And the auto attack's going to be able to take him out. Unfortunately, a missed sticky bomb there from Bombardier. And they're going to continue to go on this person, on Bombardier. And Flint Beastwood now is going to be able to finish them off. And looks like Pebbles picking up the kill there. So an excellent job here from xFin. Once again, they just, despite being caught in a good ultimate there from Tempest, which got the majority of it of its duration off. I think it got about 3 out of the 4 seconds that it lasts off. They were still able to basically just outlast MSI in their own jungle, and it shows just how great of these players are individually and able to play as a team.
Yeah, and going back to the Tempest, obviously I was just focusing on the ultimate. He is a very good hero for his other abilities, but there are other heroes as well that definitely, you can kind of suggest that maybe would have been a better pick. It's ultimately it's a big problem with picking up a jungle hero in general. You don't necessarily screw over your lanes, but it makes a strategy different. It forces you to play a certain way, really, and that's what they had done. Tempest played jungle for the first 10 minutes or so, and so obviously he was down here in the jungle. Madman was really forced to play a solo lane by himself on top, and we saw how that went. He wasn't able to do anything. It has its benefits, but also has its downside. So that's ultimately the reason I was trying to make, or point I was trying to point out. And I still am a fan of suggesting that they are relying on his ultimate. They're relying on his ultimate as you really always, not necessarily like, oh, we need his ultimate or else we're screwed, but more so if they get a good ultimate off, they will be able to do a lot of damage. But right here, the Hellborn team initiates first, and down going the Legion players. They just cannot react to that fast enough. The Hellborn team got the jump, and they could not do anything about it. 2 players dropping like flies. Glacius is going to be the third right there. Dr. Repulsor just laying down his poop, trying to play the getaway game. Looks like it's going to be successful, as well as Madman, who wasn't even really involved in that. He goes around the other side, and he gets out of there himself. But the Hellborn team, the damage already done. 3 players dead. They're now going to push this middle tower and look to take it out. But yeah, as we saw last, 5 Flint Beasters, by the way. He has an illusion room plus his Geometer's Pain. That was quite a bit, just overkill. But yeah, they need that Tempest ultimate to line up a solid Bombardier ultimate. And even last fight, the one previous to that one we just saw, Bombardier got his ultimate off, unfortunately, a couple of seconds too late after Tempest was already knocked out and people were starting to scatter away. So You know, you got to be able to synergize those perfectly to do maximum damage. The tower, though, gets taken out. Madman did what he could, but took a lot of damage himself and decides to get away. Rune control definitely in favor of this Hellborn side as well, as we once again see Flint Beastwood bottle up the Haitian right there. Of course, Conqueror is still up, hasn't been killed yet. Wouldn't put it past this Hellborn team especially to look for a Conqueror kill shortly. But for now, they're going to sit back and, of course, get some farms, some ancient stacks going on. Flint Beastwood are going to clean it up, of course. And, well, MSI, again, you keep going back to them. Trixie is still managing. I mean, Trixie's just so good at this. Despite overall hasn't been the greatest game for Fnatic MSI, Trixie is still managing a very sustainable farm. He's over the 300 gold per minute mark. He's finished his Shrunken. He has 1,100 gold saved up. So he's getting by. But the other big thing, of course, is the Madman, who is recovering very nicely, and that's, again, another good sign. But you just gotta wonder if it's too little too late. The power potential from this Hellborn side is starting to become overwhelming, honestly. And now a Demonic Breastplate even already finished on this Pebbles. So, yeah, looking good once again for this Hellborn side.
Yeah, and having the Demonic Breastplate on Pebbles, especially since he's a hero that really gets up in the middle of things at all times, is going to help out this Hellborn team even more, especially that Flint Beastwood, who just basically relies on his range, sits back, auto attacks, and with having the Geometer's Bane, having that minus armor is going to be a huge asset to him.
Oh yeah, it's going to be huge for the Flint Beastwood. I mean, ultimately, I'm sure that's a big reason for picking up that Demonic Breastplate. But even so, it also obviously increases his attack speed as well as allows him to hit harder. And Pebbles, not known as necessarily auto attack damage right clicking hero, but after he gets his combo off, he definitely hits very hard. And the more attack speed, the better, of course, as right now he's hitting for 250 maximum damage. You compare that to 171 of a really farmed up Flint Beastwood at this point. So yeah, that's definitely gives you an idea right there. They are going to look to pick up Conqueror, but doing it very slowly, just between Pebbles and Flint Beastwood. Legion team, they're in the area, but I don't know if they really feel that they're actually going for it yet. And they're going to snipe down Conqueror right here. And yeah, there goes the Conqueror kill. Flint Beastwood, I'm guessing, picks up the Token of Life. There we go, and they get out of there. So the Legion team, they were nearby, but either they didn't feel confident or they just didn't know. I mean, they didn't have any sight over there, so maybe they didn't actually know that they were doing it. But yeah, I mean, you may say that would be a good chance for a Tempest ultimate, but the Hellborn team, they did a good job themselves not all clumping up. They only had 2 players in the Conqueror pit. Everyone else was spread out, so even if a Tempest ultimate happened to come in, they were ready to stun him out of it immediately and then look to follow through with that. So just a good coordination once again from this Hellborn side, and just another positive sign for them once again.
Yeah, and I mean, the places where the reward placements right now don't really give them the vision that they need as far as the Conqueror pit. So even though they might have seen a bottom of a little blip come up on the mini map or something like that, they for sure weren't going to have a full awareness of where they were. But I mean, having the Conqueror, having the token early on, I mean, that's it's very important. Especially having on a hero like Flint Beastwood, where he's already excelling very well. He's already picked up a Dancing Blade, speaking of, so working towards his Wingbow very early on. We could see him pick that up probably by the 35-minute mark, and picking up a 35-minute Wingbow in conjunction with a Geometer's Bane is going to put him in a very difficult. He'll be even more difficult to deal with than he is right now because of the speed of his auto attacks. Also, you talk about the evasion. Basically, it's just. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. Speaking of people who are doing what they need to do, Myrmidon being played by B-Diz over here, he's been doing an amazing job just the entire game, as well as Voodoo Jester. I mean, they've kept their deaths to a minimum, but kept their involvement in team fights very high. And that's really what you got to do when you're playing a support player at the high level is, basically keep the enemy team from farming off of you.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's a very good point. They definitely have accomplished that. And then you look at heroes like Glacius. I mean, Glacius hasn't been doing too bad himself, especially considering the circumstances. He only has those 4 deaths, but yeah, he's only level 8. He has been taking care of a lot of the Warzone Nova, considered one of the best support players in the world. So definitely doing his job and getting by at least. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, all around, it's just been a phenomenal play. I mean, sure, Pebbles has probably been the big factor and a big reason why this Hellborn team is in the lead right now. But just all around, just great support play and a good carry play from Flint Beastwood doing his thing. As you mentioned, that Wingbow will be a huge pickup when he eventually finishes that. In fact, he could probably, I believe you can buy the Snake Bracelet and the Steam Staff at this point. And finish that wing bow. He activates the double damage, takes out this bottom tower, and they're going to keep on pushing. The Legion team, they're doing a little bit of a push themselves, but at what cost right here? Here we go. It's going to be a base trade right here, a base race. Who's going to react first? The Legion team really wants this middle tower. They're not going to be able to get in, and they are going to be able to get it. And invulnerability use, maybe not actually. They all end up porting out. In fact, we still have somebody up here. No, he's going to finally port back, and here we go. The bottom base taking a lot of damage. The middle tower does go down, so the Legion team was able to get that, but there goes the bottom base tower, and the pressure is still being applied. Again, Flint Beastwood still has a token of life. Dr. Repulsor ports, and he uses all of his mana, though, to get into the Bombardier Ultimate. Not too sure if that's the greatest use of it. It only hit one player. Chipper going to throw his rockets. We're still waiting for Tempest to do something. Where the hell is Tempest? He's still sitting off to the side. I don't know if he disconnected or something, but he's out there. He's waiting for the ultimate. There we go, the ultimate, but he gets stunned out of it immediately. Just like that, they were able to kill Voodoo Jester. But here goes a push now from the Hellborn team. Buybacks happening, buybacks galore. Dr. Repulsor and Tempest both buying back, trying to finish off Chipper. They get the kill on Chipper, but once again, Dr. Repulsor is now out of mana. Tempest gets dropped once again. Pebbles goes down, however. Good use of the sticky bomb right there from Bombardier, but he is being chased now. Mirabadon goes in and gets the kill right there. A quad kill coming out for Flint Beastwood. Just like that, we have Dr. Repulsor. He's not going to have any interest in there. So the racks are going to be cleaned up right now. And the Hellborn team continues this route of being in such a dominating position. Pebbles buys back himself, so we're seeing buybacks galore once again. And look, he just runs past the creep wave. They want to go straight for something here. Perhaps, I don't know what he's just going to group up maybe with the team and go for somewhere. No, he turns around now and decides, whatever, I guess we're done. So he's going to go back to the creep wave. Dr. Repulsor did try to make something happen there, maybe push a lane, keep them occupied, but wasn't really able to get there himself. Instead gets an Invis rune and kind of roaming around. So... we've still yet to see. A Bombardier and Tempest, frankly. I mean, again, obviously, it's kind of hard to sit here and say, "Oh, No-Tail's sucking on Bombardier," because that just isn't the case. I mean, the guy is an amazing player all around, especially on Bombardier. He's shown that so many times, but he has not been able to land really any good ultimates, and Tempest again. Tempest has not. It's not his fault, though. The team he's going up against, literally everyone on the Hellborn team can stun him out of the ultimate. So unless he plans on getting all 5 or just, kind of goes in and hopes for the best where it gets his shrunken head sooner than later, you can't expect a whole lot to happen, unfortunately. And it's been the case. Again, that's why I look back at Tempest as No-Tail going to once again do a little bit of a dodge here. Takes a mini stun, but he is going to get away from Pebbles before too much is done. By the way, he went shrunken head route himself, so... not even choosing not to go the Staff of the Master route when he's a survivability. It is hard to question that again going up against a hero like Pebbles, who's been so often just coming in. But yeah, I mean, I'll let you get in here. But yeah, it just is really impressive play though by the Hellborn team.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to look through the Legion side's items to find that one little glimmer of hope. I mean, Fresh Pro and Madman, he was basically forced to pick up all these strength items because of the fact that he was getting 100% dominated in a one-on-one fashion by Pebbles up there at the top lane. After he picked up the portal key, there was really no way to get any farm without being able to survive a combo. So he's currently sitting, he has the most HP of any hero in the game other than Pebbles right now, and he's only level 14, so he's kind of underleveled considering the average level in the game right now. But so he's not really doing any damage. I mean, 95 damage at 35 minutes in the game on Madman, that's just not where you want to be right now. Meanwhile, Glacius still just sitting on boots. That's it. So it's real unfortunate that there is absolutely no farm coming on these supports right now, and there's really no way to initiate, or I should say, no real big point of initiation, because without the Staff of the Master effect on Bombardier, granted his ultimate is still going to be useful. It's not as useful as it could be if you got a really, really powerful Tempest ultimate off.
Wow! Dr. Repulsor jumps in there. He just gets torn through despite the Shrunken Head actor. Madman gets caught out by Pebbles. He went to go on him. A smackdown kill. There's a good Tempest ultimate, but again, stunned out of it. He got 4. He needed the 5th one. It didn't matter. Down he goes. Bombardier just trying to stay alive. Not going to happen. Oh, the money shot for the kill. Double tap. The base goes down, and that looks like it could do it. The GGs are coming out. And how about this? The Pug team from North America. We got Coinda, aka Chu from EG. We got Hello.jpg playing Beat, or from aka Beatiz from SK Gaming. We got Enzo, formerly from TSM. And then we got a couple of xFin players. And they defeat MSI here in the finals of the Game Replay 3 tournament. So not a result that I cannot imagine anyone was expecting, but definitely very well played on their part. I will say this much, though. MSI, they are still the #1 team in the world. You know, losses happen, even to the best of them. It's kind of funny because we just got finished talking about how great MSI is and just the shrine that they're on, and it's going to be interesting to see if they ever get knocked off in the near future. Well, they just got, kind of in a sense got knocked off here. They lost a game, but it's only one game. It was a best-of-1 series. It's only one game. Albeit, it's for some points, and there's $100 on the line. It's not necessarily the biggest tournament in the world. So as far as I'm concerned, I know everyone's going to have their opinions. MSI, they're still the best team. But this was still a very shocking performance. And it is kind of cool to see a team like this can defeat a team on with the likes of MSI.
Well, honestly, I think a lot of it comes back to what I was talking about before, which is, you got to counter Trixie. You have to stop Trixie. He's one of the top 5 players in the game. You got to stop him. You got to stop him from doing what he does, and that's what they did. They banned heroes to specifically counter Trixie. They let No Tail do his thing, and they put someone who is equally, if not more skilled as a middle last hitter type hero in Chu against him. So, if you can minimize the amount of takeover potential from No Tail and Trixie, then the only person you have to deal with is Fresh, and what they did with Fresh is basically put him in a 2-on-1 situation, and they counter-worded early on to keep him from using the stalk to farm, and it really paid off. So great job, and just a great overall mind games from xFin or Team North America or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, it definitely was. As well, my match tests aren't working, so I was going to pull them up. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It is kind of, like I said, it's that's a cool thing about these best-of-1 tournaments as well, where it's best-of-1 all throughout, even in the finals. Upsets can happen, and we've seen in best-of-3 series where one team kind of comes out of nowhere in game 1 and defeats that one team, and you're like, wow, this might be a good series, and then the next few games are just stomps. I mean, it happens, but in best-of-1s like this, you only get that one game. You don't get a game where you're like, okay, well, we bad picked, or we just got outplayed, made some stupid mistakes. That's how it is. It's a best-of-1, so you play and then you're done. So congrats, by all means, congrats to that Hellborn team. Again, I don't know what to call them. I guess technically they're xFin, but I don't know how that's going to work out with the whole ladder system. I guess the xFin team are going to get points, but obviously Beatiz, he plays for SK, and EG, or Chu plays for EG, so they can't necessarily be involved with xFin throughout the rest of the tournament. So I am curious to see how kind of that plays out, and how Game Replays decides to go about that. But anyways, it was a lot of fun nonetheless, and I'm definitely glad that we got to see that performance there, and quite the upset. So, but that's going to do it for today, guys. It's been a fun day. It definitely has. Again, it's been a couple of days off of casting due to, it being near the holidays, and there's probably going to be some more days here in the next week or so where there just aren't going to be cast because, well, families are around, there's stuff to do. So, but definitely glad that we got in this coverage today. It was a lot of fun, and thanks for tuning in, guys. So again, I was Breaky CPK. Joining me once again was Phil the Thrill, the new father. Congratulations once again. Your new daughter was born, so definitely I'm sure you're excited about that. And look forward to having you guys, community, tune in once again. And you can check out the VODs. They will be up later on tonight, more than likely, if not tomorrow, of course. And you can check out if any of you missed them. But we are done casting for the day. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Team North America, xFin, whatever you want to call them, they are your tournament champions. They defeat MSI here in the finals. And they take home the $100, yay! But more importantly, really the 20 points for the overall tournament. So thanks for tuning in, and as always, stay tuned to Honcast.com, guys. Add Honcast to Facebook and Twitter as well for updates and everything, guys. It makes it a lot easier. I make a lot of updates on there, so definitely do that. Anyways, have fun with the matchmaking eventually when it comes out. Again, I know they had some problems. But yeah, have a good night.